That, but right now we've been joined by our family member, Dr. Donald Morton.
Yes.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for
Good
having
to
me.
see you.
Welcome back home.
Oh, yes. Thank you
It's been a
guys for
minute.
allowing me to come. It has been a minute. Yes.
So what's been going on?
You know, the last time I was here, we talked about the Complexities of Colors agenda, which is going phenomenally well. It really is. Effectuating the agenda and all 11 pillars at the same time, a comprehensive approach to social decay has been, it's been marvelous. And the support and response from community and black leadership alike has just really been great. So tonight, one of the things that we wrote about in the agenda is the importance of education, right? As a matter of fact, it is pillar number one, the importance of education. And under that, the need for what's called parent schools, this idea that somehow, some way, we have to help parents to negotiate the school system, because many of our parents are intimidated by what happens in the classroom, what happens in the school systems, and we don't always have friendly instructors and teachers and administrators in the school system that make parents feel welcomed. And so on August the 15th, we have School Days. Y'all remember the movie School Days?
Yes.
Yeah.
School Days.
Spike Lee joined.
Spike Lee joined. Right. School Days is coming to Wilmington. And we have a book bag giveaway, but what makes it very, very unique, because there are a lot of book bag giveaways, but what makes this particularly unique is the fact that we have Parent School run by Dr. Tyra Washington Davis and Tamika Hill, both of which, Tyra has a PhD in educational leadership, and Tamika Hill has a master's degree in elementary school counseling. And so both of those guys together will help to have parents kind of be more comfortable and remove some of the impediments emotionally that exist for parents to be involved with child's education.
Yeah,
That's fantastic. You know, we started learning about that with Doc Pritchett and Mrs. Pritchett, because that was one of the key things that they would do. They invited us to several of the events that they had, where they would have, you know, the children would come in for basketball camp and then they would have class, but then they would have the parents come in and talk to them about, this is how you go into your child's school and talk about, this is why it's important, this is what you need to ask, these are the questions. It was fantastic.
The success of the child really hinges on the success of that parent, right? And parental engagement. All the statistics are clear, the empirical data is clear, that the more you have a parent engaged, the better off that child and successful that child is going to be. And so we decided that we would remove some of the impediments that exist. We can't just tell parents to be involved without helping them to remove some of those barriers that exist.
Absolutely, and you know, you can never overdo it, you know, because like you said, Mr. and Mrs. Pritch, they definitely have had a finger on the pulse on that issue.
Yes, sir.
And they still do. But when more people can come along and also address that issue, it just adds a further covering for it, and I think it's wonderful that, you know, the people who are working on this piece of the complexity of color, they get the fact that the parents need to be successful in overcoming their fear. Sometimes some of it is a feeling of inadequacy. Because I know if I were in a situation where I had a child and that child is looking up to me, I want to be that hero.
Absolutely.
And you don't want your child to know your weaknesses, you know?
Absolutely.
And so therefore, if you had some educational challenges going on, you don't feel comfortable. You don't feel confident. You feel a lack of control. And so you avoid it.
Absolutely.
You know, and these are the backstories that go along with, you know, absenteeism in doing the parenting and developing a relationship with the teachers.
You know, you could sit here and I could sit there. That was probably the best synopsis of what takes place that I've ever heard. And in fact, we have, as a part of this component, long term, is helping those parents that did not get a chance to finish their educations. We're setting up GED and high school diploma education for those parents to be able to complete their education. And then in addition to that, Tamika Hill is a parent advocate, which means that if that parent leaves School Days and is still not comfortable, they will get a certificate of completion. But if they're still not comfortable, Tamika Hill has decided that she will go into school with the parent sit with that parent,
Yeah.
with that teacher, to make sure that the rights of that parent are noticed and known, and the right of that student is noticed and known. So it is a phenomenal process. I'm really proud of those two brilliant ladies in making this happen.
Yeah, and that is so awesome, man. And at home, you're getting the details, and if this applies to you, there's no shame. There's no shame in this movement. Movement is what it is.
Yes.
It's not about shame. Go ahead, Shannon.
And you know, the funny thing is, I'm thinking back to my own childhood and my own school time, and you know, we lived on so many different bases and so many different. I went to a lot of different schools, and at one time or another, my parents may not have been as engaged as they were at the previous base.
Yeah.
And for a child, the difference is tangible.
Sure.
So I'm thinking of me at 9 years old,
Yes.
at 11 years old, at 14 years old. And if I knew my mom knew Miss Taylor and was going to come to the school, then I was going to be, well, I know they're probably going to talk later on this week, so let me get my stuff together. Okay, I know Miss Taylor's going to call my mom, and they have their own relationship. As opposed to in high school, when it was more like, she doesn't even know where the high school is, you know? So for the child, that level of accountability is stepped up when you know what, mommy can come in and talk to this.
And there's an inverted response to that too, right? So we have the responsibility of that child knowing mom, dad may show up at any moment. But it is also, while we have great teachers, we really do, and I celebrate and applaud all teachers that do very difficult work. But it is also a different response from teachers when they know parents are going to show up.
Right? Absolutely.
And they know that somebody is watching out for children on a daily basis. You don't treat that child any kind of way because mom may show up to deal with parents or to deal with school teachers as well and administrators as well. So we're excited about the engagement that is taking place with these two sisters, Dr. Tyra Washington Davis. And I keep mentioning the fact that she has a PhD in educational leadership. She's a young sister. She's standing about this tall. She's a young sister, Tamika Hill. Brilliant women who have agreed to give their time to make sure that parents are engaged in a child's life educationally.
Well, it's certainly an exciting movement, as again I say, because in the world today, we're not living through moments. We are living through movements.
Yes, sir.
And there's so much being done that is damaging, and it's being done on purpose. So if we're going to do things that are going to be positive and healing, then we have to make sure that we do those things on purpose and with purpose.
Yes, sir.
So it's not about a moment, it's about movement.
Yes, sir.
You know, and anytime you're going to have movement, you need a lot of working parts.
Absolutely.
And that's what I see coming through Complexity of Color.
It really has been great. It has been better than anything that I could have ever prayed for. And let me shout out as well several individuals that have given already to this particular project. Senator Brian Townsend has given money. The City of Wilmington President of City Council has given money. Tabernacle Full Gospel Baptist Cathedral has given money. The bishop makes sure that this is helped, and of course the Complexities of Color businesses have done so, individuals have done so, and my dude DJ Blair, you know, that's my son. He's going to DJ. It's a big old block party, y'all. School days, big old block party, free food, free music, parent school, book bags, and for the first 200 parents that attend parent school, they won't have to stand in line for their book bags. Their book bags will be right there with them next to their chairs for them to get the information, pick up their book bags full of supplies, and they can be deuces.
That's
so
awesome.
It's going to be exciting.
The other thing that I really like about that is the fact that I think you said it was Tamika Hill who was going to go into the school if a parent needed them, because it's one thing to be in a room with other parents and skilled, educated women who are talking to you, and you feel like, I can do this, right? Then you step out the door and you have to get in your car and do it by yourself, and everything they said can go out of your head.
Absolutely right.
I know it would go out of mine.
Absolutely
you know?
right.
So if I knew that I could call someone, the same lady, and say, can you just come with me? That's fantastic.
Yes, it really is. And the fact that, you remember those days, and I think you alluded to it earlier, you know, my mom would come to the school or the teacher would call home. I remember, guys, quick story. I don't know how old I was, but I was just doing crazy stuff in school, right?
Not you.
Yeah, me, right?
Not you.
I was doing crazy stuff in school, and one day I just got bananas, right? I was out of control, and my mom knew Mrs. Jarman. And so I went to go play ball. We were talking about ball in the black room. You know, I don't call it the green room, the black room. Right. And I came home after scoring a boatload of points, had a great game. I said, hey, Mom, you know, I think I got 26 points and a couple assists. She's like, great, baby. Go in the room and get that belt. I said, the belt for what? And she said, Miss Jarman called. I said, Mom, let me explain, right? And that woman tore me up. But it was the first and only time that I ever had to have a challenge like that, right? Because she was involved. I have a parent involved with the teacher. They collaborated, and it created a successful atmosphere for me to be who I am today. And so that parental school relationship is vitally important, and to your point, it is something that has been breached over the course of time, and hopefully school days can help to bridge that gap.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's it. So
August 15th?
Yeah.
Saturday, August 15th at Tabernacle. We're going to shut the streets down.
Okay.
And be out there partying. All you guys come, everybody come. Bring your family, your friend, free food. Right? Hot dogs, hamburgers. The only thing that's going to cost is the fish. We got fish from Darrell, Sturgis.
All right,
it is the fish that Jesus multiplied. Right? So if you haven't had that brother's fish, you got to come out and enjoy the time. And most importantly, let's encourage parents to get there. Let's get them empowered so that they can go in. We're starting a revolution. It's a movement, right? To make sure that we can have parental engagement in the school system. I think we'll be able to have a successful event.
Can't ask for anything more than that.
Thanks
Thanks
again,
Doc.
Love you, man.
Thank you,
Love you
Doctor.
too, man.
Love you. Thank
Good
you so
seeing you
much.
again.